Hello and welcome back to the channel for another update in the Vallow Daybell case. Today we're going to talk about two things that happened during the week, and we're also going to hype the hearing that's happening on the 29th. I will be bringing that to you live, so make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. We're going to watch the hearing. We're going to talk about it afterwards. I think it's going to be pretty interesting, all things considered. So, let's get into it. The first thing I have for you today is Mark Means. Yes, Tweets McGee over here has done it again. He had a tweet the other day that says, "As I prepare the defense for Lori Vallow Daybell, I am learning that persons like Melanie Gibbs and her boyfriend David Warwick appear to have been eagerly involved in more than they let on. If you know something, say something." Are you kidding me with this? He also puts a gif of rats underneath it. And I can't even with this. Let's tear this apart a little bit. First in the top where he says Lori Vallow, Vallow's in parentheses and it is not capitalized. Alright, you think you're being clever. That's not very clever. It's not as subtle as you think. He also misspells Melanie's last name. It's Melanie Gibb, not Melanie Gibbs. I know I've said Gibbs a lot, we all do it, but if I was making a tweet and I was a lawyer involved in the case, I would make sure I spelled their names properly. We also saw him do funny spelling with when he was talking about the Woodcocks in his other tweets, so this is a game he plays. I think it's intentional, I think it's stupid, and I think it shows a lot about the spirit of this person. Okay, he's not a great guy. I'll say that right now. And then the image of the rats, certainly, Mark Means, just stop. Now, the curious part about this is what exactly is he saying here, or does he even realize what he's saying? If he's going to come on Twitter and allege that Melanie Gibb and David Warwick were eagerly involved in more than they let on, and he wants them to say something, what are you talking about? I mean, really, does he think that if they were more involved in the murders of JJ and Tylee, how does that help his client at all? Were they is he alleging that they were involved in some plot with somebody else? And JJ and Tylee were killed by somebody who's not Lori? Is that what he's going for here? It doesn't make any sense. Or does he think that Melanie and David were involved in the murders themselves and somebody else might know and they would say so? Because he's saying here, if you know something, say something. Who is he talking to? Because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I think it's crazy. I think it's borderline witness tampering. This could be an ethics violation or goodness knows, but he should not be doing this, and it's probably going to bite him in the butt. Also, for him to be coming out and making all these public statements and even public allegations against witnesses involved in this case, that's going to hurt his own argument when he goes to the judge and asks for a change of venue. Don't you think? Because the judge would be like, well, hey, you're the one out here tweeting this stuff. Maybe you should be quiet. Sit down, Mr. Means. So that's what happened there. You see my response to him on the screen because I really think that's what he's doing. He's just throwing dookie all over the place to see what sticks, to try and intimidate people. It's just dumb. It's dumb. He's not as smart as he wants us to think he is. Okay, so whatever. Mark Means, sit down. You're done. The other thing that I have for you today is a filing that was made by John Pryor earlier in the week, where he is just giving notice of authority for a case that he's going to cite coming up in the motion for joinder hearing. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal, right? It's kind of standard procedure, I guess, for, saying I'm going to bring up this case. But then when you look at the case, State versus Nava, I don't get it. I do not get it. I have been talking about this all weekend with other people. I don't understand. I've read the case files for State versus Nava. I don't see how it really applies. And I'm concerned that this is John Pryor's version of throwing dookie at the wall to see what sticks. What I don't understand most of all is what is he arguing here? Is he going to come forth and say, you can't join Lori and Chad's cases? Or is he trying to come forward and say that he wants to sever the charges that Chad charges and have separate trials for them? Like, the conspiracy charges have their trial, and the actual concealment and destruction charges should have their own trial. Is that what he's trying to do, to sever the charges? Or is he trying to make sure that the cases don't get joined, or both? But it's very strange, because the case that he's citing is not two defendants. It's one defendant with two charges, and they argued for those charges to be severed, but the Idaho State Supreme Court overruled it and said, no, his conviction stands. So, What? John Pryor, come on. There's got to be something more akin to the case at hand that you can cite for precedent, because I was going to try and come on here and make a really long explanation, go through the Nava files and just really lay it all out, but it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. However, if you'd like more information on this filing here, now we're going to hear about it in the hearing on the 29th, so you can just wait a couple days and we'll see where he's going to go with it. But in the meantime, I suggest you subscribe to the LoriVallowstory.com. Link is in the description. It is a legal newsletter by Lori Hellis. I've talked about her before, where she's breaking down all of the legal stuff that's going on in this case, and it's really good. So if you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to that. You get it in your email box. It is completely free, and it really breaks down the legal side of what's happening here for those of us that aren't lawyers and don't understand what's going on. And I don't know, we're just going to have to wait till the 29th and see what Pryor does with this. It should be interesting. I'm expecting that hearing to be a little long, so be prepared. I will be bringing it to you live. I'll schedule the live stream and get the links out and everything long before it happens so we can be on time and we won't miss it. It should be fun. So please join me on the 29th. I believe it starts at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, which should be 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, so on and so forth. But you will see the schedule on YouTube, the scheduled live stream. So just click on that and leave it open in the background, and when it starts, it starts. So I'm really excited for that. We've been waiting all month for this. Now, we were supposed to hear the motion to dismiss, as well as the motion for joinder, but the motion to dismiss has been moved to November 24th. So on the 29th, we are only going to hear oral arguments for the motion for joinder, but I do expect them to be really, really interesting, and probably a lengthy afternoon. So join me live. We'll talk about it. We'll get to watch all of these crazy people do their thing, because, you know, we just can't stop. Everybody likes watching a train wreck, I suppose, huh? So come watch one with me, and I will see you on the 29th. Until then, take care, stay tuned, and stay safe out there, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.